Hello, 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 and welcome back to the AI Café Conversation Podcast, your favorite podcast, if I might say. This is Sahar and Radi, your AI Whisperer. This is episode 8 of season 3. And today we begin phase 3, which will talk about the advantage. So in phase 2 that we finished last Friday, we talked about the obstacles. Why executives freeze under AI disruption, what chaos follows when they do, how to build psychological safety, and why most AI transformations fail. We covered the hard stuff, the things that break, but today we're talking about what happens when you get it right. Because here is what most people miss. There is a group of organizations that are not just surviving AI disruption, they are thriving. They are outpacing competitors. They are attracting top talent. They are innovating faster, and they are building sustainable advantage. Not everything in AI is doom and gloom. Actually, it's not. And it's not because they have better AI tools. Everyone has access to the same technology. It's because they have figured out the human advantage. So today, let's talk about what that is, why it matters, and why it becomes your competitive edge. Let's go. So first, what is human advantage? Let me tell you what it's not first. It's not being nice to people during AI transformation. It's not making sure everyone feels included. It's not HR speak or buzzwords. The human advantage is this. It's the ability to do what AI fundamentally cannot do, and using AI to amplify everything else. So let me break this down. Most organizations approach AI with a replacement mindset. What task can AI do instead of humans? Or how many people can we reduce headcount by? Or where can we automate to cut cost? That's AI as replacement. And here is the problem with that approach. You are in a race to the bottom. Because if your competitive advantage is we automate faster than competitors, then the second your competitor buys the same AI tool, your advantage disappears. You haven't built anything sustainable. You have just created a cost arbitrage that evaporates the moment technologies commoditize. So the human-centered organizations think differently. They ask, what can only humans do? And how can AI amplify that? Not replacement, amplification. And here is what neuroscience tells us about what only humans can do. 1, contextual judgment. AI can process data. Humans understand context. AI can tell you this customer complaint mentioned the word frustrated 12 times. Humans can tell this customer is frustrated because we broke a promise. The issue isn't the product. It's broken trust. And here is how we fix it. That's contextual judgment. And it requires lived experience, emotional intelligence, and the ability to read between the lines. AI doesn't have that. 2, relational trust. AI can facilitate transactions. Human build relationships. According to Accenture, 77% of executives say trust is the foundation for AI benefits to work. But trust isn't built by algorithms. It's built by humans showing up consistently, keeping commitments, and caring about outcomes. You cannot automate that. 3, adaptive creativity. AI can optimize within parameters. Humans can rewrite the parameters. When the rules change, When the market shifts, when a crisis hits, when the unexpected happens, AI doesn't know what to do. It needs humans to say, the old playbook doesn't work anymore. Here is the new one. That's adaptive creativity, and it's the most valuable capability in disruption. So the human advantage is using AI to handle everything that's routine, predictable, and data-driven. So humans can focus on what's contextual, relational, and creative. That's amplification. And organizations that do this, they don't just survive disruption, they dominate it. So I worked with a chief operations officer last quarter who was leading AI transformation for a 2,500 person organization. They started with the replacement mindset. Let's automate customer service, cut headcount, save cost. But when we dug into the data, here is what we found. Their customer satisfaction was already declining. Not because service was slow, because customers felt unheard. So we flipped the strategy. Instead of replacing customer service agents with AI, we used AI to handle routine inquiries like password resets, order tracking, and FAQs. And we freed up agents to focus on complex, emotionally charged issues where contextual judgment and relational trust actually mattered. The result, within 90 days, customer satisfaction increased by 23%. Employee engagement in customer service went up because people were doing meaningful work instead of repetitive tasks. Costs actually decreased, not through headcount reduction, but through efficient gains. That's the human advantage. Not replacement, but amplification. Quick note before we continue. If you are listening to this thinking, this is exactly the shift we need to make, but I don't know where to start, don't wait. The longer you stay in the replacement mindset, the more you commoditize your workforce, the harder it becomes to attract and retain top talent. Book a strategy call at calendly.com/Sahar Andrade. I will have the link for you in the description. Let's diagnose your situation while there is still time to build sustainable advantage instead of temporary cost savings. Okay, back to the human advantage now. All right, so if the human advantage is amplification instead of replacement, why does that actually create competitive advantage? Here is the neuroscience and the business case. Reason number one, you attract and retain better talent. Think about it from a talent perspective. If your AI strategy is, we are not automating your job, what kind of people want to work there? People who are desperate. People with no other options. Your best people, they leave. But if your AI strategy is, we are using AI to amplify what you're uniquely good at, what kind of people does that attract? The best, the most creative, the most ambitious. Because now you're offering them the opportunity to do work that actually matters, supported by technology instead of replaced by it. People want to feel that they are contributing to something bigger than themselves. That's why knowing the purpose of your employees and them knowing their purpose is a great advantage to you, because they want to feel like they're serving a bigger purpose than who they are. That's how you achieve better employee engagement. According to World Economic Forum research, 62% of employees are not engaged at work, and 17% are actively disengaged. But in organizations with human-centered AI strategies, engagement goes up. Why? because people are not fighting AI for their relevance. They are using AI to become more effective at what they already care about. And reason number 2 is you innovate faster. Here is what happens in replacement-focused organizations. People see AI as a threat, so they hide what they're doing. Shadow AI explodes. Innovation happens in silos. You get vibe coding, employees spinning up their own AI agents without telling anyone. According to Fast Company research, that's increased 250% year over year. But in amplification-focused organizations, people see AI as a tool. So they experiment openly. They share what works. They collaborate. Innovation accelerates because psychological safety exists. This is what the subject of our last couple of podcasts. That's not soft. That's business advantage. Reason number 3, you build sustainable competitive edge. This is the big one. When your competitive advantage is we use AI better than competitors, that's fragile. Because AI commoditizes fastest. The tools everyone has access to today were science fiction 18 months ago. But when your competition advantage is we have built a culture where humans and AI amplify each other, that's sustainable. Because culture now is not a commodity. Relationships are not commodity. Contextual judgment, relational trust, adaptive creativity, those don't commoditize. And they can be replicated by buying the same AI tool your competitor uses. That's why human-centered organizations win. Not because they're nicer, because they are strategically smarter. Okay, so how do regulated leaders actually build the human advantage? 3 practices. Practice number 1, they start with human capability mapping, not tool deployment. Most organizations start AI transformation by asking, what tools should we deploy? Regulated leaders start by asking, what are our people uniquely good at? What drains their energy or routine work? Where could AI amplify their strength? That's human capability mapping, and it flips the entire transformation. It actually reverse engineers it. Instead of here is an AI tool, find uses for it, it becomes here is what our people excel at. Here is how AI can support that. The pilot framework is what I use with executive clients to map human capabilities during AI transformation. Pilot, P-I-L-O-T. It's a structured process that identifies where your organization's unique human strengths are, where AI should support versus replace, and how to build the amplification strategy that creates competitive advantage. If you want to see how it applies to your specific organization, book a strategy call at calendly.com/Sahar and Radi, and I will map it out for you. Practice number 2. They measure amplification, not replacement. Most organizations measure AI success by asking the following. How many tasks did we automate? How much headcount did we reduce? How much cost did we save? Those are replacement metrics. Regulated leaders measure amplification. How much time did we free up for strategic work? How much did employee effectiveness increase? How much faster are we innovating? How much did customer satisfaction improve? Different questions, different outcomes. Practice number 3. They build the 3 zones framework. This is critical, people, okay? Regulated leaders understand that not all work should be treated the same. Some work is the first zone, which is stability zone, routine, predictable, low risk, perfect for AI automation. Second zone is the stretch zone, complex, creative, high value, perfect for human AI collaboration. Zone number 3, survival zone, crisis, high stakes, requires judgment, humans lead, AI supports. When you're clear about which zone work falls into, you know exactly where AI amplifies and where humans must lead. Most organizations, they treat everything the same, and that's why transformation fails. The 3 zones framework is what I use with executive teams to design AI strategies that amplify human capability instead of replacing it. It takes 8 to 12 weeks to embed across an organization, and it's the foundation of sustainable AI advantage. If you want to see more of what can support your organization, again, book a strategy call. I worked with a chief human resources officer 6 months ago who was dealing with exactly this challenge. Their executive team wanted to move fast on AI, which meant buy tools, deploy broadly, measure adoption. But when we mapped human capabilities first, here is what we discovered. Their competitive advantage wasn't speed. It was the depth of client relationships their account managers have built. Those relationships took years to develop, and they were built on trust, contextual understanding, and adaptive problem solving. All human capabilities. So instead of automating account management, we use AI to automate the following: routine reporting, data analysis, meeting scheduling, follow-up communications. And we freed up account managers to spend 40% more time in strategic client conversations. The result? Within 6 months, client retention increased by 18%. Account expansion or upsells increased by 31%. Account manager satisfaction scores went from 62% to 89%. And here is the kicker. Their competitors were all automating account management and losing clients because relationships deteriorated. That's the human advantage. That's the human-centered AI and human-centered leadership. That's what happens when you build amplification instead of replacement. Okay, let's bring this home. The human advantage is this: using AI to amplify what only humans can do, like contextual judgment, relational trust, and adaptive creativity. Why does it create competitive advantage? Because you attract and retain better talent. You innovate faster. You build sustainable edge that does not commoditize. How do regulated leaders build it? They start with human capability mapping, not tool deployment. They measure amplification, not replacement. They build the 3 zones framework: stability, stretch, survival. I call them the 3S. This is phase 3. This is where human-centered AI leadership stops being a nice idea and starts being your unfair competitive advantage. Next week, how do you actually build the 3 capabilities AI can't replace? The practices that actually matter. If you are an executive trying to figure out how to turn AI into competitive advantage instead of just cost savings, here is what working together looks like. Step 1, take the Shadow AI assessment. I have the link in the description, 5 minutes. You will get a personalized report showing where your organization currently stands and where your competitive advantage is hiding. Step number 2, book a free 30 minutes strategy call. We will diagnose your specific situation and I will tell you exactly what needs to happen to build amplification instead of replacement. Step number 3, if we are a fit, I will show you how the pilot framework and 3-zone strategy solve this for your organization. This is not theory. This is what I do with executives every day. Again, you can book a strategy call at calendly.com/Sahar Andrade. I am Sahar Andrade, your AI whisperer. This is the AI Café Conversations. See you on Friday. Before I leave, as usual, I would ask you to show me some love. Like, subscribe, share this podcast with someone that needs to hear it. You can email me at sahar@saharconsulting.com. My website is saharconsulting.com. On LinkedIn, it's Sahar Andrade, and Instagram is Sahar the Reinvent Coach. Till next time, peace out.